So a couple of interesting things happened in Denver regarding Brevin Knight. There was a guy wearing a Vancouver Grizzlies night jersey, 22, which was awesome.
It was so, and the thing about it though is I got a text message about seeing it on the concourse, and I was like, oh, get out of here, that's kind of cool.
It was awesome. It was because that jersey's awesome, and it had Night 22 on it. But you never wore that jersey.
I never wore that one. That was how he took. It was just a throwback Night jersey. What it could have been.
What it could have been.
What it could have been.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that was cool because you would just think that was a Desmond Bain jersey.
Yeah. No, it wasn't.
And then
It said Night 22. That was awesome.
And I think the guy, I think his name was Rob. I told myself I wanted to try to remember. But yeah, shout out to my guy with the night jersey in Denver.
And then it got better. As we're walking back to eat dinner, this kid in a Grizzly jersey yells, "Derek Fisher!" And with my last name being Fisher, maybe he just got my name wrong. So I turn around and he's staring at Brevin. And Brevin doesn't look. And I mean, they're maybe 5 feet away from each other. And he goes, "Derek Fisher!"
I'm not giving them any time of day to say, "Are you calling me Derek Fisher?"
Oh my God.
Calling Derek Fisher.
He was dead serious too.
He was dead serious. Oh man, like he was wondering why you weren't looking at him because you were him. That was great. That was great. Have you had anyone ever mistake you for someone?
Yes, D. Brown.
D. Brown.
I have been D. Brown more than anything, and it's like I guess maybe you can see something like that it can be there.
Yeah, maybe.
But he's
Really, D. Brown. That's interesting. Like ask you for your autograph at hotels.
I've been walking around, and people are like, D. Brown. Like I've gone to like high school games.
D. Brown.
And you give me people like, that's not D. Brown.
All right.
No, it's not. I'm not D. Brown.
Another thing before we get kicked off, we had a watch party last night.
Yes, boy, it was
for the play-in game.
It was good. We had a good time. It was fun.
And shout out to Ghost River for having us. Their location down on Main.
Bro, is fantastic.
Awesome.
It is. They just renovated the building that was behind the original one, and it is. Food was good. Drinks were great.
Mm-hmm.
Atmosphere was fantastic. It was. I had a fantastic time. I'm going to go back, just to if there's a game or something that's going on. So it was a cool place to be able to watch a game.
Yeah, and we stayed till the bitter end. Welcome to Night Court. Welcome to Night Court, everybody. That's Brevin Knight. I'm Rob Fisher. You can follow us on Twitter at BrevinKnight22, at The Fish Nation. The show is at Night Court 22. And of course, you can watch each and every episode here on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel as well. If you are a listener, we thank you, but you can watch. You have that opportunity. Because it is an opportunity.
And if this is your first time watching Night Court, just to let you know, there are times when Rob is just continuing to go on and on and until he's able to get himself back on. So don't worry if you seem like
I did
that was a little
today.
bit.
I got to it a little quicker.
You're doing good, but
out there.
Yeah, but you were just about to just be on a tangent of trying to find the words.
Yeah, I know. All right, the Grizzlies lose in the play-in to the Golden State Warriors, 121 to 116, and I don't even know where to start.
Well, we're gonna start on this end. We're gonna start with the fact that it was a game in which Grizzly fans would expect is a team that was not going to just quit, and because they didn't quit, they gave themselves a chance to even be in the position that they were in the end of the game. And so
fun game.
Oh, yeah, I mean, listen, you go down 20. They cut it to 12 at the half. And then they come out in the third quarter and they compete to get themselves all the way back into the game, and they have momentum. It's just, and then from there, once that happens, then now the game just becomes who is going to have the least amount of mistakes and who is going to be able to execute the best on both ends of the floor. And that's pretty much what it came down to.
I was on in San Francisco yesterday, and they asked how I felt about the game, and I went, good. Gave them a Zebo answer. Feel good, I believe. And my reasoning was exactly how it played out. I talked for 5 minutes on the show about how the Grizzlies just haven't been able to get it done in the fourth quarter, haven't been able to execute in the fourth quarter. And in a lot of those fourth quarters, they were bad. I mean, like the one in Denver was bad. You scored 14 points and gave up 25 and just, you were miserable.
Yes.
And a lot of them were bad. And I said, it concerns me what's going to happen with fourth quarter execution. And then points off turnovers is the first statistic I'll look at when the game is over. And the Warriors had been scoring 23.5 points off turnovers since the Jimmy Butler trade, first in the league. So I knew that was you're going to have to combat that. And it's exactly how it played out. Except the execution in the fourth quarter was good.
But it just comes down to.
But not good enough.
Yes.
Because you know going into that game, you're playing a team that's got three great high IQ players.
Yes.
Who have been there before, who have gone, multiple guys who have gone to championships and won championships. They're going to execute. They're going to make the right plays. So you have to match that, and we fell just a little bit short.
Yeah, I agree totally, and I think it went to both sides of the floor, like in terms of execution, which was on the defensive side. It's like the mindset you wanted it to be to fully sell out to Steph Curry. So any dribble handoffs, any screen away, anything that's involving his guy doing something for Steph Curry, setting a screen, dribble, like I said, then you have to be up on it. And if it has to turn to a double team where you force him to make a pass, and if Podziemski or Gary Payton II or Moody or Green or Post, if any of those other guys make a play or a shot, then you live with it. The one guy even Jimmy Butler, because I think with Jimmy Butler, a lot of his moves will still be something that's going towards the basket.
However, we did give those guys, like 4 of them in the first half, where we literally were 7 feet away saying, go ahead, shoot it, I dare you. And they were like dribbling the ball, getting set, shrugging their shoulders, taking the shot. I mean, it was like, well, hell, I watch enough warm-ups where I see everybody in the league can make that shot.
You know, that was just as a side note. Always people that, like, used to play basketball but didn't play it to a longer level, a high level. Whenever they talk about shooting the ball, you always make the shooting motion.
Did I not?
No, you did.
Oh, I did?
That's what I'm talking about.
So you can tell that I played at a high level?
No.
Oh, the opposite.
Yes. Like, instead of, like, when basketball players or people that play, they talk about shooting, you just talk about shooting. It's like, if I talk about stealing the ball, I don't go steal the ball. Or if I'm talking about passing, I was like, yeah, you just passed the ball. I won't be like, I passed the ball. Or, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you do a lot of dribbling. You dribble a lot.
Yeah,
See, there it is. That's what I'm talking about. So my point was, we gave them some easy ones.
We did. But those are, But and what I mean by allowing them, that's of course that's rotating and contesting and doing all of those things. But it's a one person. Like I don't care, and I give Scotty Pippen Jr. did a great job of chasing him around all night. He harassed him, forced him into tough shot situations. Man, then it's still Steph Curry. But you still in those crucial moments is where that's what I say we're executing every single possession. It just becomes that much more. And then on the offensive side, I thought, hey, they made the play. Desmond was great. They made baskets and plays when they were needed. They just didn't on the last one with not getting the ball in bounds. That ultimately, of course.
By the way, I got cut my freshman year of high school basketball. I was the last cut, and it hurt me so much that I have shot a ball once since then, and it was at Mike Miller's house. I shot a 3, made it, and said, "Done." Walked off. Haven't shot a ball since. Like I wouldn't walk out.
So you and Keith,
FedEx
you
Forum
and Keith, you're the shooter.
No, she shoots, and I rebound for her. I don't shoot.
Wow.
I choose not to shoot.
Is that some type of personal boycott on basketball?
Not necessarily a boycott on basketball, just kind of a. I wasn't
Fuck
good
you,
enough,
coach.
man.
I should have played. Or what?
No, just I wasn't good enough, and it hurt. So I decided I'd be a baseball player. Look where that got me.
You did make it to the NCAA. You do have it in that
I
back.
play Division I baseball, and I have a jersey to prove it. All right, back to the game. So the Grizzlies. One thing I did want to ask you about: Scotty Pippen in the starting lineup. What did you think of the decision? How did it work out? And well, then I'll ask you another question after that.
No, like I said, I thought he did an admirable job, as well as you're going to do against, one of the best movers without the basketball that the game has ever seen. So people talk about the shot making and the threes and all this other, but he also is able to continue his continuation of moving. Not a lot of standing that he does. And when he gets into it, and then you have the high IQ of Draymond Green with how he gets in the ball in the handoffs and still is able to screen, or how he said, I mean, it was just, you give them a lot of credit because when they needed the plays to be made, it was just as if you were rewinding to what they had done for some years.
Steph was 3 of 9 from 3 going into the fourth quarter. Great, right? He went 3 of 4 in the fourth quarter, and God, was each one bigger than the next.
The corner one, the pump fake, the multiple pump fake one that he hit from the wing. I mean, but that's why they get the term great.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's not just the amount of points. It's not just it's the timing of when they do it, and you don't find too many that are as good as he is in those close runs. You go back to the Olympics and winning the gold.
Yeah.
Those play it's just a part of some players' DNA.
So have you seen that? There's what movie is it from? Kenny will know this. Where the dude, it's what's his name? The Oscar award-winning actor. He's got a 3-name name. Philip Seymour Hoffman, where he's playing basketball, and he's just screaming, "Rain!
Let it rain!
Let it rain!" And he's throwing, and they're like hitting the backboard.
Rain dance!
Rain dance!
What?
And he's shooting this crazy motion, and it would, I mean, just remarkable bricks, and one after another, or air balls. That's why I don't shoot. I'm afraid. I'm afraid.
How do we get?
I'm afraid if I shoot the ball, that's what's going to happen. So I'm scared. I'm scared to shoot a basketball these days.
The long King Polly.
So there you go. Not that this bothers me at all.
Wow. There's definitely something triggered because I don't even know where that came from. Like we had moved on to Scotty Pippen Jr. and then all of a sudden you just start talking about
It might still come back. It might still come back.
all of a sudden you said there's a three-letter name, three-name winner. I'm like, what? Where are we going?
Fantastic. All right, I'm looking at the box score. The thing that stands out is the turnovers.
Yes.
The points off turnovers. As I said, they were great forcing turnovers and getting points off turnovers since the Jimmy Butler trade. They're first in the league. The Grizzlies needed to combat that. They did. And the problem is, after the third quarter, you had 14 turnovers for 18 points. Manageable.
Right, but trending.
You had 6 for 9 in the fourth quarter, including the play we haven't talked about yet. The Grizzlies not able to inbound the ball.
And I thought that was twofold because, number one, it was you give Golden State credit because they defended it the way I think all teams should defend. When your opponent needs a three, they defend it on the outside of the three-point line. So there was nobody defend. They invited any drive to the basket. If you want to cut to the basket and make a layup, that's fine. Because the Grizzlies they don't have any more timeouts.
Right.
So they would still have to foul. They're expecting them to make it still would be either a 2 or 3 point game, but the Grizzlies would then have to go the length of the floor to make something happen. So now the time, so defensively, what you do is you play above. Here's a 3 point line. You guys, we're going to defend you here. If you want to run that way and they throw you the ball and make a layup, so what? It's fine.
Right.
Go take the 2 points. And that's what they did. And I thought for just enough time, it threw them off in terms of what play they were running. Because now guys are standing in a whole different position than where you were going to screen and move. And so just that little bit of indecision, I think Luke curled, and then I think they were going to then try to get a back screen. Then Ja came to the ball, didn't get open. I thought that it wasn't, they didn't move with enough urgency to be able to get to another action other than what the initial.
I think we do that a lot. I mean, you saw it play earlier in the game when the inbound Dez, when Draymond got called for a foul. But we see that a lot recently, and maybe not even recently. It might even be all year. I don't know.
Well, the thing they were
but
really
it
good
feels
at.
like it's happened a lot.
But what they were really good during the year was inline out of bounds. We got this old school, just back screen defensively. They try to switch with, they don't set a good screen. He doesn't show long enough, or they do switch, but now you're on the top. He's able to just curl back. Like they got that a lot. It was just that, like little things like that. I think started to slip after the All-Star break. It wasn't like people will talk about like what happened from that team that was second in the West to where they are now, fighting one last game to say if they get into the playoffs or not. And I think it's a combination of a lot of little things that then overall just became bigger things.
Yeah.
But they got another chance. I mean, that's the reason why you're saying this play-in situation.
Hold on, I'll get there. We'll get there because that's its own deal. But I want to ask you about a couple of dudes who played last night.
All right.
I'm starting with Zach Edey because boy, people like to talk about Zach Edey and not always positive. He had 14 and 17. It was a +6. I mean, that's 14 and 17. You won the rebounding battle 50-39. You won the second chance points 26-19. Zach Edey's a huge part of that.
Yeah,
And I think what we've seen from Zach Edey in the last 4 weeks makes me very excited about Zach Edey next season.
Oh, 100%. I thought that, and there were big rebounds that he got for this team. I thought it was a little bit back to thinking basketball and not playing basketball. I said in these last 6-7 games, there was a difference in terms of you were starting to see his athleticism. You were starting to see him move differently. The anticipation of plays, the being able to switch and keep guys at least side by side to make. Like you were seeing all of that we didn't see earlier in the year because I felt like there was a level of comfort in what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this game kind of was back to earlier season Zach Edey, still with the edge though because he still was able to give you the 14 and 17, still big rebounds that he gave. But it's because he's so much bigger than everybody else on the floor. And so with that, you can look down those numbers and it could have been 24, 26, and 20. It could have been if we could have just had it be more of what we saw in terms of the readiness to be able to catch and finish. But this was the other thing I started to sit back and think was like, this is his first playoff-esque game. Like this is all brand new in terms, and you playing against a team that's won championships, that just added a guy to the mix that really gives them the belief, and that's all you want to have, that they can be that type team. And so I thought he did under the circumstances, and what I thought he did as good of a job and even better than you would thought, because tasked with having to do a lot with defending them, who you're defending, how you defend, that then playing the other way. They're going to be scrappy underneath you. I thought he did a great job.
Yeah. Speaking of great job, Dez was fantastic.
He was off the charts. They wouldn't have been able to have any of the chances late if not what he was.
Boy, did he
his
make
shot
some baskets. That one with the left, where he was fouled and
falling down
from
off
a
the
bad
glass.
angle, spin.
And just think,
You can
think
do
just
underhand,
just
you can do under- you
yeah,
can do
this underhand is okay. Yeah, see this, but this was a special shot. That's a special up under shot.
Jaren had kind of a roller coaster game.
Yeah,
There was some good. There was some. Oh my, what's going on?
yeah. Another player I thought there was a lot more thinking than just feeling the game and playing. And then give Golden State credit because they brought double teams from different angles, from different places. It wasn't just the straight double team here. They came baseline. They used smalls. They fought, but he made another one with timely baskets, and that's and timely plays on the other end with rebounds or hustle. Like they just needed it to be more consistent with that type of game.
Right.
With playing against that type of opponent if you expect to win. Yeah. Like so when it wasn't, I don't think that nobody played bad. It's just how good you have to be able to win in those environments against that type team that executes, and they're going to make sure that they get what they want at those times.
Ja goes down with the ankle, steps on a foot, goes down with the ankle, and looks like he might not even come back. Comes back, plays really well. I thought that was I thought it was great. I thought it was great to see Ja come back. I thought it showed great leadership from Ja Morant and a desire to win. And
yes.
You know, when he came back in the game, didn't know how good or effective he was going to be, but I thought it was a boost for the team because boy, it felt deflating when he had to go to the bench.
It felt deflating, but a credit to the Grizzlies that they didn't let that affect the game.
Yeah.
Like from that point when he went down, they were still down, got themselves to the lead and made it be a back and forth affair when that happened. But what you're right is, I think it also then gave everybody the boost when he did come back into the game, and a credit to him for being able to endure whatever pain he was going in, but wasn't going to just let his brothers be out there fighting without him.
Yeah.
And so it showed his spirit and his will to want to win. And so, it was good. And he came in and when he came in, we were sitting there watching, and I was like, boy, he's not, like if he can't move, there's no need in trying to force himself being out there in this game.
Right.
And then it was just like, it kind of just ease up. He made that jump shot right away. Going left, was able to step back, knock down a little jump shot, and then made he made a couple of the moves where he went left, sprung in the air, for the little mid-range little floaters. So it was good to see him be able to move and contribute at that time.
Another guy who stood out off the bench was John Conchar.
My boy Edey. You know, everybody know how much I enjoy watching him play, because no matter what, number one, the other team when he comes in, everybody will be like, oh, I got him. I got him. I'm going at him. Like, because he just comes out there, he's that way. But man, for him to come in and rebound the way he did, to another IQ plays with cuts to the basket, just the hustle plays, ran around with Steph Curry when Scotty Pippen Jr. wasn't in. I thought he was what you need in terms of guys that come off the bench, people that do positive things.
He had a jitty game.
That's what he does.
You know, we used to talk about Kyle Anderson and, you know, the Kyle line box score.
Something
line.
and everything.
Yeah, he'd have something and everything. But Edey just made winning plays when he came in and did it for the 13 minutes that he played. So good for him. All right, so now it's on to Friday. To me, and we know the scenario, you play the winner of the Sacramento-Dallas game, and you host this game on Friday. To me, it feels like you're down 3-0 in a series.
Yes.
Playing this game.
I mean,
Which scares me, because I know the mindset of being down 3-0. I'll go ahead and quote Zebo again. When Zebo and the Grizzlies were down 3-0 and he was asked if he believes, and he went, yeah, I believe. Yeah. That's kind of how I feel.
I think it's a number one, how does I feel on Friday? And I mean, this team has been through a lot. Like I said, since All-Star break, they've been through a lot. And how much more do you have? How much more do you have in the tank to push through? Knowing what you have coming up in the playoffs. If it's me though, I would hope that they're all of the mindset, and I don't think it would be any different. That you still want to get into the playoffs and give yourself a chance. If we've seen this organization win a 1-8 series when they beat the San Antonio Spurs, and so there's no telling what happens once you get into the playoffs. It's a whole different season, and so I would expect for them to come out and play as hard as they did against Golden State, and give themselves a realistic chance of getting into the playoffs. It'll still be an accomplishment.
Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully that's going to be the case on Friday when they take on Dallas or Sacramento. Get that win. Get that dub. Come out to the game. We're gonna be there.
Yes. Yeah, definitely come out, man. It's gonna be fun.
All right. How about this? Luka Doncic. He has topped jersey sales in the NBA this year, which is pretty amazing considering he, just got dealt in the last couple months.
Well, that boosted the trade boosted his jersey sales on both ends. People in Dallas, more people started buying them in Dallas because it was in protest that he was gone,
Right.
and they bought him in L.A. because now he's coming to the Lakers. So the trade put him in a position to surpass everyone because of that.
First time since 2014, it hasn't been LeBron or Steph at number one. Do you know who it was in 2014?
2014. No idea.
No idea?
9 years ago.
Played for the New York Knicks. Just got traded to the New York Knicks.
9 years ago?
Yeah. Hall of Fame.
Stephon.
Carmelo.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah, Carmelo got traded to the Knicks, and his jersey sales were number one in the league that year. So, how about that little fish nugget for you?
It has nothing to do with the market.
No.
Freaking goes to New York, then one goes to L.A.
Right.
Leaving from Dallas.
Yeah. Well, listen, that's pretty.
Is that your?
That
That's
was our
the
alarm
timer.
today. Yeah.
Oh,
That's an
what was
off.
that?
There we go. All right. I also want to. Oh, Coach Bud fired. No shock there, right?
I'm just telling you, boy. Some of these owners they just don't give a damn about money.
Mm-mm.
I mean, a man at 40 million, we gonna ride this out a couple of years and see what happens. But I'm not
That's
about.
how it used to be. It
I'm
feels like.
I'm not about to just let you go home and paying you $8 million. And now I got to bring in a whole new staff and all. Now we're gonna see. We'll make some changes with this team because this we gonna change and then hey, let's go now. See what we got. Well, I'll be 1 year.
1 year.
Shh. I'm telling you, toast to you owners, man.
Shout out to the owner.
Life is good.
Yep, and you know those TV people are underpaid.
Very much so.
Mm-hmm. So all the owners out there. All right, and then who else was? Joe Dumars comes in. David Griffin fired in New Orleans.
So crazy.
And Joe Dumars comes in.
Joe Dumars is back.
Yeah, so he won't be handing out fines anymore.
How about you went from the dude that some of y'all been arguing, y'all just arguing with last couple of years to now just being
Now he's your boss.
we supposed every day be like, hey, what's up, Joe? You good?
So New Orleans, yeah, they got it.
I mean, you talk about. I hope that they could, in some way, shape, or form, revamp their organization. And the Zion thing it's just for him. The injuries for him, it has just.
Missed more games than he's played.
I mean, it hasn't enabled them to have any level of consistency to reach any type of potential.
No.
It's like, and then so as a result, they're trying to do a whole bunch of other things around it, but still understanding that this is it's supposed to be a huge.
The guy
piece.
we're building the team around. All right, I got one toast this week. Rory.
That's right.
McIlroy. Shout out.
Shout out Roy Masters.
Roy. What a Masters Sunday it was.
A tradition like no other.
We had the game against the Mavericks.
Yeah, I had it up on my phone.
You had it up on the phone, and the thing was, it was a full roller coaster of emotion.
Yes.
For Rory McIlroy and for golf fans, going from "Oh my God, he's a choker" to "Oh my God, he won." Because I don't think anybody hates Rory McIlroy.
That dude made some shots.
Oh,
What? Now I'm talking about the par 5 is at 17? 15. The hit when he hits, he wraps it in there
Ooh.
for the eagle. Like that one to have the bogey on 18 to force it to go into the playoff, and then come back on the first hole on the second. Number one, blast your drive and hit that second shot to where he did. Again, it's just like it was. I marvel at the way that those guys, the way they play golf. Now, my only gripe with it is they gotta loosen up the PGA side of golf in some way. Like the over stuff of the not moving, not talking. It's like, man, you guys are supposed to be pros. Like you're supposed to be like the movie. We watch the movie and it's like they act like that's how they zone. It's like all the little extra stuff that's going on. I just want to see you hit the golf ball. Stop taking so long to play. Like, get it and hit the damn ball. Then a shot clock. They didn't put a shot clock in golf.
do you know why they call them patrons at Augusta?
Why are they not? They're bigger than fans.
Because fans is short for fanatical, and we do not have fanatics at Augusta.
Oh, so that's why they they go overboard.
We have patrons.
You have to talk like that.
And you have to talk like this, and you can't you bring your phone in. Oh. And if you steal sand, you $20,000 in jail time. It's not a good deal. Augusta's a fraud.
Wow. Man.
Wow. Here are the phone banks. And this is what ESPN did. A stand-up live from the phone banks. Here are the phone banks. These really represent what the Masters is all about. It's about putting your world aside and enjoying this heavenly place. Oh my God. You're at phone banks. I mean, it's just nauseating. And everybody's dressed up. Laura Rutledge went with the hair that didn't get her there.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean,
Wow.
I'm a big fan of Laura Rutledge. She's one of the nicest people on earth. I'm just saying, she went with the hair that didn't get her there. She got it all dialed up for the Masters. Everybody's wearing suits.
Today was a little therapy session. So I hopefully, again, for everyone that may be watching for the first time, these things happen just every now and then. Rob Fisher has these moments, and today, ladies and gentlemen, is a moment.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's on my bucket list. It's just too snooty for me. And I've done a lot of things in sports, and I mean, because here's how I want to go to Augusta. I want to go. I want to walk through the gates. I want the angels singing, as you go through the gates, and I want to see it, and I want to walk out to a couple of the holes that are of the big holes and the big sights to see them, take pictures of them with my phone, and then leave.
You can do that.
I don't think they'd let me do it.
In a dream.
Yep, it'll take a dream. That's going to do it for this edition of Night Court. I apologize. That's all right. We'll edit that out. Brevin Knight, at Brevin Knight 22 on the Twitter. I'm at The Fish Nation, and the show is at Night Court 22. For BK, I'm Fish. Hopefully next week we're talking to you, maybe even from Houston. I don't know. Maybe not Houston, Oklahoma City.
That's the only bet. That was the
I
other
hope
part.
we're there.
I think I wanted them to win, but I didn't want to have to go to Oklahoma City.
Yeah, but it's all right. It's a great hotel.
No,
You never have to leave the hotel. It's fantastic. All right, so hopefully we'll talk to you from Oklahoma City. For BK, I'm Fish. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you next week here on Night Court.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to the Night Court podcast. If you enjoyed Rob and Brevin, hit that like button, subscribe to the Bluff City Media YouTube channel, and enjoy the content. We will see you back here next time.